Welcome to Out of Spec Bits. My name is Scott, and today you guys are joining me on a very cold and rainy day here in the mountains of Colorado at my house. I recently upgraded my home charging setup. So for the majority of the time, I was only using level 1 charging, which is basically just a regular wall outlet. And let me tell you, after installing level 2 charging, it's been a complete game changer. I don't know really why we waited so long to do this, and I'm a little bit bummed because in 4 days, I'm actually moving back to my house in North Carolina. Thankfully, we already have level 2 charging set up there. Kyle and I did that a couple of weeks ago. But in today's video, I want to cover charging your EV at home, like my particular setup, because I think it's unique. And maybe we'll figure out why I waited so long to get this sorted. Alrighty, let's go ahead and start with the basics. So before I show you guys my particular setup, I do want to just reiterate for new viewers my situation. So I rent here in Colorado. Thankfully, I own my house in North Carolina, but here I do have to rent, so I am at the mercy of my landlords. Now, my particular landlords have 2 Nissan Leafs, and we are in an old office building that they've converted into apartments. Very cool. And so they have a level 2 charger like down on that end. And when I initially brought up that I was going to be getting an EV to them, they were open to the idea. They said it was fine. I told them, about the channel. And all was good. But then when I got my car, they changed their tune. I don't really know why. I don't know if it's the energy usage because every apartment is metered. I'm not entirely sure. I don't want to, send burning stakes and what are those things? Pitchforks. I use those all the time. Pitchforks towards them, but I don't know why they did that. So I was living with level 1 charging. So that is just a basic wall outlet. It's 120 volts. You use the cable that comes with your car. Now, Rivian chargers come with a regular wall plug, and then you can take this. Actually, let's see how hard this is because I've never done it. I know that you can take this out. No, I know that okay, there is a way to get this off because it also comes with a level 2 connector. Anyways, that was enough of y'all's time. So level 1 is fine. And when I didn't have an EV, it didn't really seem like a big deal to me to have to plan my days around superchargers and, plan my week, right? So I had level 1 charging. I would gain roughly 3 to 5 miles an hour. So I would gain maybe 30 to 50 miles overnight. And if you have a short commute, that's not a big deal. But if you're like me and you have already put an insane amount of miles on your lease and you drive 80 miles a day or 120 miles a day, that's not going to work. So what I was doing was I was, gaining those few miles here, and then pretty much every 3 days or every other day, I was going and sitting at a supercharger or a fast charger for an hour. And that seemed fine. I didn't realize how much time I would get back in my week when I finally did have level 2 charging. So that's something to consider as well. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is show you how it is set up from the outside. So putting on my shoes. Ooh, it is rainy. Oof. It's like the first cold, rainy day that we've had. I thought I might wake up to some snow. So if you look behind me, you will see my car and then Kyle's truck. I have stolen Kyle's truck to keep miles off of my car. And then if you look over here, I have a cable running through here and level 2 charging right there. So unfortunately, not do I do I not only not get level 2 charging, I also don't get central AC here. It's not very common in the Colorado mountains. But anyways, I ended up buying a window unit. So I was able to cut the foam right there and run the cable, the charger there. And yes, in case anybody is wondering, you can charge in the rain and in the snow. I was very, very panicked, and I called our team on like the first big snow day when I had my car, and I was like, oh my gosh, can I charge? And yes, you can. So to the 9 people on earth that didn't know that, now you know that. Okay, so when you walk into my apartment, you see Kona, you see all my moving boxes, but right here is my washer dryer setup. So just to give you some perspective, this is my washer dryer, and then that is the window that the cable's running out of. So it's pretty short. So I assumed that I would plug into my dryer outlet. And when we pulled out my washer dryer, that is not the case. Unfortunately, it's a different plug. And so I thought, oh, I'm not even going to be able to do like, an extension cord and use that. So that's why I ended up with 120 charging. But then one day I was like, oh my gosh, I have an oven. Breaking news. Girl has oven in her apartment. So, okay. I have to pull this out, but don't worry. I'm very good at it because I have to do it a lot. And I'll explain why. And don't worry, it doesn't scratch the floor because I put socks on the bottom of it. Okay, so if we look down here, actually, I have a handy dandy flashlight. So if you look right there, you will see that is the NEMA 1450 plug. And then, or is it 1550? I always get that mixed up. You'll see this big honking cable here. Now that runs from here all the way to that window. And it's an extension cord. So it is I really need to look this up. NEMA 1550? One of them. Okay, I'll put it right here, what it is. So every time that I want to cook, I know that's what you guys are wondering. You're saying, ooh, if your oven's not plugged in, you can't use it. And yes, that is a downside to my MacGyver solution. You can buy a switch where you can plug in the oven and the car, or the dryer and the car, and then you can just switch which one that you're using. It wasn't worth it because I'm not going to be here for long for me to get it. And I don't mind sliding this out. It's a good arm workout. Okay, so that is my home setup. Very happy that I can utilize level 2 charging for a few more days here. Thankfully, I already have it in North Carolina. It's a little bit of a different setup over there. But I do think the industry needs to consider renters and what is a solution for them, because I don't think I'm the only person in this situation. I'm really lucky actually, because my car is right out there. So what do people do if they're renting in an apartment complex and that apartment complex doesn't offer that amenity? I feel like either there's solutions that I don't know about, or, that is something that more automakers and charging companies need to take into consideration, because without it, people won't be able to make the switch. And infrastructure and worries about charging are the main arguing points I hear from people who don't have EVs. So just something to consider. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm so happy to have level 2 charging now, and catch me again in a video, hopefully in North Carolina. See you next time.